Hello and welcome to the Game Breakdown. I'm Alex Ford and today I'm going to be showing you a bit of footage from the AirMech beta. Now, AirMech is a... how to explain it? It's difficult. It's kind of like a MOBA infused with RTS. I think I'll probably show you. AirMech is developed by Carbon Games and it's currently in open beta, so look in the description if you want to have a go yourself. It is currently available for PC, Steam, coming up to Steam and Chrome. And without further ado, I think we can probably play. Now, I am no good at MOBAs or RTS. I am appalling. It's like I can play casually, but competitively I'm awful, so I probably won't be playing against real people. I'll play against AI. I'll play against two for you. Keep up the pressure a bit. Let's play on simple. So I should probably show you that these are the current maps available. I'm hoping that when it finally releases they will have more. I'm presuming they will. This is beta after all. Beta is beta. There's the game mode you can have, like capture the flag, survival, co-op. Survival's quite fun. I played that a couple of times. That's literally surviving waves. When you have a base in the middle, you got to defend it. Co-op, you're playing against any bots. It's all self-explanatory. But for now, I will play some solo, which is me against two AI on simple. Let's go. So yeah, I'm absolutely appalling. So if you see anything which angers you, please, although I recommend you comment, don't rage, please. So in AirMech you control you control an AirMech, which is basically these machines that fly. So I'll show you the chopper. The chopper's my favourite. You have pilots, so these give you different buffs for the AirMech. I think this one's my favourite, yeah. And you have a selection of 8 units. We've got kind of a regular tank. We've got our soldier. Think of it as like a creep. This one's like a faster creep. This is like, yeah, it's medium armor, turret, healer. We've got a really heavy tank, and we got our a money generator, resource generator. Let's go. So we'll probably start off by looking at the art style in this. It definitely reminds me of It reminds me of Advance Wars, actually, on Game Boy Advance and on Game Boy and on DS. It's kind of got that far future sci-fi setting. It's quite nice. Now I will show you the AirMech once the game starts, but for now I just need to assign. What I'm doing is, it may seem like I'm just picking up and then placing them back down. What I'm actually doing is assigning all of these to go and rush and capture a base as soon as the game starts. Let's start by getting some units. Probably worthwhile getting some soldiers just to rush as it starts. Okay, so on the map there will be these neutral bases that you can go and attack. If I'll turn down the volume, that should be fine. There are these neutral bases which you are basically rushing. The more bases that you have, the more resources you'll be getting. Resources shown at the top here, so I've currently got 17,000. This is the population here at the top, and these blue and red bars, they are the base health, so the red being the enemies and the blue being mine. Obviously I want to keep mine pretty high, so I should keep these two turrets here. I guess one of the key features about this is it will seem like a MOBA. These guys are the creeps, and you can build extra creeps, like I am basically doing. And then eventually, after I think, is it 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes or so, creeps will automatically start spawning. You can buy upgrades for your AirMech up here, and then in-game levels, let you upgrade more. I am a stranger to MOBAs, so this probably seems very, very familiar. I'm not surprised if you come straight from LoL or HON and then just fit right in with this, because it's a fresh spin, especially since you have to build other units as well. So the AirMech can shoot, but once you're in the air, you cannot attack units on the ground. If you want to attack units on the ground, you have to change into kind of human form, as so. And in this form you cannot pick up units, but you can instead, you know, attack ground units. Yeah. Now this adds yet another fresh spin on things, because as before, where you might be able to control everywhere at once, you'd be able to release units, you know, as you wish. You have to collect them via the AirMech and place them on the battlefield, give them commands. Okay. You have to do all manually, from what I've seen. If not, then the tutorial hasn't really explained much. Okay, let's build something a bit more interesting. Why won't it let me build anything? Ah, the queue's full. Okay. Just into the queue. I'm just literally trying to rush the enemy at this point. We have an anti-air. This is anti-air. Probably a tank, let's send that in. Now, here we have the enemy's mech. Oh, and yes, you can die. Which is good, otherwise you'd just be able to fly around and, you know, just take... You might as well just not buy any units. Okay, right, let's build something a bit more interesting. I think I'll show you some of the healers, because this is one of the very few gripes I have with this in its current form that I've been able to see. The healers are, well, they're not useless. I mean, this is supposedly the medium healer, but they are fairly... Well, I think they could be buffed attack. They should be slightly more stronger, or at least the healing effect should be slightly larger. Now, I know that it's a support role, and that, you know, if it was if there were two healing, then it would just kind of be OP. But I think they're a bit too weak, just a bit, you know, notching up like that. We got some runners here. They're like the faster versions of these. Something I do like is that you can customize the army. So where you'll be able to customize, can you customize loadouts on roll or on? I have no idea. But where you might be able to do that, you can customize the army. So before I had a kind of motorbike thing where this runner was, but it couldn't capture. So I'm now changed to this runner. You know, so it'll be able to capture as well. And what else do we have? Instead of this Goliath tank, I cannot remember for the life of me what was here. Basically, the armies are configurable. You have a choice of 3 PvE and 3 PvP armies, which is good. No, I still can't buy the Goliath. Let's make some money makers. Probably should place some more turrets, but you know, they don't seem to. I think it might be because I'm keeping some back in reserve, but now I'm sending them all. I don't know, that could possibly change. Yeah, I do very much like the art style, actually. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of a cartoony twist on things, which is quite refreshing for Monty. It's good. Alright, so where I said before there were lanes, they didn't seem to be on this map as much because it's quite narrow, so there's a, I don't know, there's one here, but then you can kind of go down here through the underpass and back round. Before you ask, that is a neutral tank, so it will attack anyone it sees. I should probably get out of there because I'm about to die. Kill at any base you own. So to capture these bases, you need the creeps to run into them. That will capture them. Then you can do the same. You can tell what stage they are at by these sort of bulbs on the top, which is quite nice. It adds to the atmosphere of the game. Oh, Jackal. They're the kind of expendable light armor. We want better carrying. Yeah. Take these up. Now, when I get the Goliath, one or two Goliaths, I will show you how overpowered they are. That these are, especially when you've got a couple of those healer thingies, what they're called, patches. Excuse me. As soon as you've got one or two of those following these Goliaths around, you are pretty much unstoppable if you transport them straight to the enemy base. I think something should be changed about that, like, I don't think maybe the AirMech should be allowed to go in a certain radius around the base, because I think, you know, although that could just cause a very, very quick wipeout of the enemy, in all fairness, it's not exactly the greatest way to play the game. More, should be better more out of strategy than anything else. Now, I should probably build some more soldiers since I'm beginning to be pushed back a bit. Oh, not so much anymore, but you can sort of see in this bar here is how many outposts, so it's kind of the who's winning the most, basically. Okay. I think this game is going to be free to play. I'm not overly sure. I haven't seen much as in regards to sort of money. I think I will show you in a bit, but when we get back to the lobby. But there is a currency called diamonds, and you have to pay for those. So I'm guessing a free-to-play model is going to be adopted because, well, actually it will be adopted because otherwise they're going to compete with Lolahon, which are free-to-play. I'm sure many of you are aware. This game is going to be free to play, yeah. By winning matches you own kudos, I think. Is that what they're called? Yes. And just think of it as sort of regular, bog standard money. There are, of course, I think there are items that are available only to those who pay for the currency, as there always would be. Right, let's send these in. Yes, finally Goliath. Let's see how many of these we can buy. So we can buy plenty. 5 should be enough. 5. Right, so what I will do is I will set up a kind of, well, I'm going to call it a battle group. There. Because what I'm going to have, each Goliath, I'm going to have a healer. And then, basically, if you have enough healers per Goliath, you are basically unstoppable. Something I also like, which you might notice, is that you move slower when you carry heavier units. That's a little detail I actually quite like about this game, because This is tiny little things like that. Things actually have weight, which is quite good. Like the jets and the choppers, they handle differently. Like the jets are much more nimble, the choppers are heftier, but you get to carry more load as a result, which is, you know, each have their own benefit. There are also bombers. In fact, I'll show you the special move of this. For this, you can launch homing missiles. For the bomber, you can drop bombs. For the jet, I have no idea. I think you can cloak. Yeah, I think you can cloak. Right. Let's get a load of jets. Not jets, patches. Okay. Right, so... No. What is happening? Yeah, something which is annoying is if you press the hotkey, which it gives you down there, it doesn't actually do it unless it's circled like that, which is irritating. Right, now if I set that off, then set that off, set that off, set them all off, go on. Let's roll. Slightly glitchy. Come on, why wouldn't you move? There we go. Of course, because those are now, the patches are now linked to those Goliaths. So, yes, just go! There we go. Oh, I think I know. No, I don't. No, I actually don't know. Okay. Just seems to... No, why? Okay, I just bought a load of patches for no reason. Right. Went to buy Goliaths. That's what I did. Let's just send those towards the base anyway. They can't hurt. I also want to show you the problem that can arise from an armed column there. I want to show you the problem which can arise from me basically being able to transport the Goliath straight to the enemy base. Now to do that, however, I will have to capture a base slightly closer. This one do? Yeah, why not? Enemy mechs can fight. So, yeah, there we go. Done. So you can have sort of aerial combat. Now, if we kind of head down to the bottom lane, bottom-ish lane, I guess, we might be able to sneak past the defences while they're engaged up there. Sneak round. No, apparently not. And I lost Goliath. Great. Luckily, we have a ton of cash, and the death respawn is hideously long. So great homing missiles and our armor. Yes. Oh, we won. See, the Goliaths are hideously overpowered. I think the patches should be toned up a little, or the healer should be toned up a little, and the Goliaths toned down quite a bit. I mean, I know the idea is that they're amazingly expensive, so maybe if you made them even more expensive so that only one or two could be bought, that would be far better. Let's just have a look. Sorry, I've got a sore throat. Wow. So yeah, it seems I also do a decent amount of damage as well. This is not a bad thing. So, okay, if we go back to the lobby. No, And go back. Exclude this way. Ah, here we go. So this is the amount of kudos I earned from this. I received 176 and 88 for the first one of the day. Great. So 264. Amount of XP I got. I'm level 5.5. Great. Obviously I got more points. Now they say that to match the speed you should be going at when you're against one person, you have to be up against 3 AIs. Now since I could barely manage it against 2, I dread to think how I'm going to manage with 3, but I won't drag you into that. Now if you look towards the top, here is the diamonds. You can buy these and you unlock new content exactly. So I go into the army tab when it loads. You can see that there are loads of units that I can choose to use. There are turrets, variety of turrets like artillery and anti-air and flat cannons and things like that, all given lovely names like Grinder and the Hat. Healer tanks. There's that motorbike thingamabobby. Mines, bombs, things like that. Let's have a look at the AirMechs. So we've got this. We've got the Neo, Chopper, Striker, the Bomber, and the Saucer. That's them. An Osprey. Wow. That sounds good. Can repair. So they all have their different buffs, as do the pilots as well. So, for example, I can't select that. This one, but they are all for the mechs. All the abilities you get from these are from the mechs, or yourself, like more credits earned. But then again, you also get things like minus 5% build speed or whatever. You get cosmetics and items, things like that. So this game is beginning to look hopeful. I'm starting to like it with the store. I don't know how well it's going to do. I mean, the community is amazingly friendly, but it is quite tight knit. So you can have a go. I don't know if it's going to catch on or not. To be fair, I haven't really heard much from this game. I mean, the music soundtrack to my Frontline Assembly, that's quite impressive. But other than that, I'm liking this, but I don't think it will catch on, unfortunately. I think it's a really interesting mix of RTS and MOBA, even if it doesn't have your classic fantasy Dota setting. I think a couple of things could be changed about the balancing, but other than that, I think it's good. So I'll see you next time. Bye.